Welcome everybody, happy Monday. I hope you all had a beautiful week. I'm sure we can all see today that spring is finally beginning, so thank goodness for that. Definitely out of the thick of winter today, which is really exciting. Today, we're going to take the next hour to go through your newest protocol revisions. Now, these are very specific to everything that you're doing. We're going to be taking a look at the new device that some hand and stone locations have with your new face device and how it's integrated into certain treatments as well, just to ensure that you're feeling comfortable and confident with all of that today. As always, I encourage any questions. I'm going to keep the chat box open for the duration of class today. So if you have any questions, if there's anything you'd like me to go over, please feel free to just let me know in that chat box. I know I've taught most of you before, but for those of you who are new, or maybe it's just your very first protocol revision webinar, my name is Dee and I'll be taking you through your workshop today. So first up, I would love to get you all comfortable on your social pages. So please feel free to take pictures of today, post it on your social pages, tag Juliet, tag myself. So I'm Dermalogica Canada _D. Juliet is Dermalogica Canada _Juliet. So please feel free to tag us. You never know. When you do, there might be a cool little prize at the end of today. Juliet might do a little draw for us, just to ensure that we're kind of engaging and showcasing our clients as well, that we are taking every necessary means to educate ourselves and really ensure we're keeping abreast of everything. So I saw Juliet gave a little sneak peek of the prize that she's giving away. So if anyone can see that, it is our Hydration Heroes, and goodness, it's amazing. It has everything you need to maintain optimal hydration in the skin. Just kind of staying in the theme of hydration this month. So remember to tag us, share those posts on Instagram. It could be your stories, it could be your grid, entirely up to you, but just be sure to tag us. Now, when we think about everything that we as skin therapists do and everything we want to achieve in our professional skin treatments, we know that it goes so far than just giving a skin treatment. It goes so far beyond than just helping our clients achieve that glowy, dewy skin, but it helps our clients achieve their skin goals. It also builds a solid foundation so that when we're creating those relationships with clients, we then build that trust moving forward. And that trust is going to lead to exceptional retail experiences. It's also going to lead to our clients being super comfortable, knowing that we have their best interests at heart and that we have the ability to give them advice, to deliver exceptional treatment, to maximize the results, and even put them on skincare programs where we're recommending that they come in more frequently. Maybe it's not just every 4 or 6 weeks. Maybe we're moving them onto a program to help them achieve their results. So today, as we're running through your protocol revisions and we're going through some of the newer revision updates, I want you to think about some of the clients that you currently have and think about if those clients would benefit from any of these treatments or how they would benefit from those treatments as well. That way you have a rough idea, so when you are chatting to your clients about it, you have all of those tools in your arsenal to be able to utilize and share that information. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what is new and what's kind of come up over the last few months. Now, the first thing that's new, and I know there are currently 4 locations that have this, but it is the new face Trinity Pro device. Now, this is super cool because it is such an exceptional microcurrent device to integrate into your treatment. Now, microcurrent in itself is a really low-level electrical current that's capable of facial stimulation. And essentially what it does is it sends soft, gentle waves through the skin down into the facial muscles. And your microcurrent is going to mimic and gently re-energize the body's natural ionic flow. So with that being said, think about all of those processes that start to slow down as we get older. We know that our cell energy decreases, that things like collagen and elastin decrease as well. And this is one of the awesome ways that we can help encourage that energy synthesis in our bodies. Microcurrent utilizes a micro-sized pulsating current at an ampere, which is the measurement of the flow of electricity. And again, it resonates with the body's own bioelectrical exchanges that take place on a cellular level. It's almost like a whisper versus a yell. It's readily accepted, it's a very gentle, it's non-invasive. It's also virtually subsensory treatment, which will focus on lifting, toning, and contouring the skin. Now we know that through that natural aging process that we go through, we start to notice things like a sluggish metabolism, and this can lead to things like aging skin or sagging skin, loss of that structure in the skin. So we're starting to notice that decrease in structural change. We're also starting to notice that we're losing a lot of those contours in our skin. Through those mimetic expression lines, through static expression lines, or even just chronological aging, we're also starting to notice the signs of fine lines, wrinkles, maybe even deeper lines on the skin starting to show up. Now, your microcurrent is going to work on three main mechanisms, which is specific or relative to your facial rejuvenation. Now, those three mechanisms are going to be your facial rejuvenation, where here you're looking at that muscle strength and integrity and focusing on more ways to create that restoration of the strength and integrity. You're also wanting to improve that muscle tone over time. So here is where your programs will come into play, where instead of recommending one treatment, you're going to work over a series of services with your clients to recommend multiple treatments for them to come forward. That way we know we're working at a gradual pace to help them achieve their results, but we also have a clearly defined goal and a goal as to how we're going to get there with our clients as well. Here, you'll notice that the muscle stimulation from your microcurrent is going to help your skin achieve more of that lifted, toned appearance, and you're also going to start to notice less of those fine lines and wrinkles. The second mechanism that we're going to look at is increased circulation. Now, with that increased circulation, here you're really looking at increasing that energy, that blood flow. You're getting everything moving in the skin. But circulation also enhances that nutrient delivery in the skin, but not just to the skin, to the tissue, to the muscles. That immediately focuses on boosting that radiance. Think about the last time you had a really good workout and how your skin felt after that workout, how it looked after that workout. Maybe not immediately after, but that day, we noticed that it is radiant, it is glowy, it is dewy, but it also facilitates waste removal in the skin. With that being said, our lymphatic system doesn't have a pump like our blood. So when we're looking at lymphatic fluid or lymphatic tissues, we're wanting to ensure that we're aiding in that waste removal, because stagnated fluid can cause things like swelling, irritation, infection. It can cause puffiness in the skin. So here, if we're facilitating easier movement throughout the skin and draining all of that waste or stagnant fluid out of the skin, it's going to encourage more of that radiance and a better skin immunity. So that way, we get to encourage more of those defensive mechanisms with our skin. So our skin over time is now healthier. Our third mechanism of microcurrent is increased adenosine triphosphate. Now, your adenosine triphosphate is a molecule that's the main energy fuel source for our cells. And it's essentially the muscles that are going to help to sustain that cell life, sustain your muscle energy. It's really that giving force behind everything. All of your motion, all of your metabolic processes within the body begin with the energy that's released from your ATP or your adenosine triphosphate. Then it goes through a process called hydrolysis, And once your ATP is actually used, it's then recycled through cellular respiration, where it gains the needed phosphate ions to store that energy again. Here, as we get older, it can start to slow down. And because it's such a vital process, it focuses on photosynthesis, on moving your muscles, whether it's contraction or expansion, protein synthesis, and think of proteins like your collagen, your elastin, all of those tensile fibers that keep your skin moving and flowing. It also focuses on things like your DNA synthesis and membrane transport. So it really is crucial that we're encouraging that ATP to prolong those signs of longevity and improve the resilience of our skin as well. We know that as we start aging, we're going to see those signs of fine lines. We're going to see those wrinkles on the skin. Just getting it into the chat box. Can everyone else hear me? Yep, okay. I'm just gonna respond to Samira quickly. Okay, sorry about that. So as we start to age, we know that we're seeing more of those signs of skin aging come up. But in actual fact, it's around the age of about 35 that the aging process really begins. And that's when you start to notice it on that cellular level, where that ATP production within your cells start to slow down and your cells start to stop performing at optimal rate. That will then lead to a reduction in the manufacture of essential proteins like your collagen, like your elastin, which are so needed when it comes to defending against those signs of skin aging. Your muscle cells also start to lose energy. They start to become more lax. So you'll notice more of that laxicity come in, that loss of tensile structure, almost that drooping of the skin in certain areas that you'll see. There are also environmental factors. As we know, our exposome has a great impact on our day-to-day life. Now, with that exposome, you're thinking about everything that's within your own personal bubble. So everything that is potentially impacting your skin on a daily basis, whether that's internal stress, external stress, diet, lifestyle, all of that impacts your skin. Things like the amount of time you're spending in the sun, how much pollution you're exposed to, all of that can decrease that ATP within the skin as well. But here, your microcurrent is going to increase that ATP for the body to take and use the energy to increase that energy inside the cell. So here you're noticing that cell turnover being increased in the epidermis. It's going to energize that protein synthesis. So it's going to encourage that energy inside those fibroblasts to increase that collagen and elastin synthesis. It's also going to improve muscle tone very gently and passively, stimulating and contracting that muscle expansion. So knowing what we know now about the NuFace Trinity Pro device, who do you think would be the ideal client to sign up for this kind of treatment? Who would you want to recommend for this service? What kind of client would you recommend for receiving this kind of treatment? Let me know in the chat box. Knowing everything we know about the NuFace device now, who would we recommend it for? A maturing, aging client, Samira? Absolutely. Who else? Pretty much anyone, right? So anyone experiencing signs of skin aging, anyone who's going through that aging process, maybe someone who's wanting to focus more on that prevention is better than cure, someone who's starting to notice those fine lines and wrinkles. So we wouldn't recommend it for a client who currently has sunburn. No, that would be a contraindication. but we could use it on someone who has sun damage. So some of that kind of post sun exposure, if you're noticing a lot of that uneven skin tone, it won't particularly help with the uneven skin tone, but it will help with the energy inside the skin. So it will aid as an additional treatment to encourage that energy for sure. Now to pair with this, you also have your new body device. Now this is specifically designed for the body areas. It is a larger device, and this is something that you can utilize on areas like the back, if you're doing a back treatment, or dependent on what you're wanting to achieve on the treatment, this is where you would focus it on. So as usual, you would follow your general protocol of cleansing, analyzing the skin, extract if you need to, and then utilize your new face or new body treatment in that massage section or your touch therapy option. If you're including a deep treatment here, then that is absolutely something that you would encourage there as well. And this will have the same impact on the body areas, whether it's those signs of skin aging, or you're just looking at that muscle regeneration and encourage that strength and agility of your muscles, then this would be a great addition to body treatments as well. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to take a look at the different skin treatments that now include your new face device. So first up, we're going to have a look at our premium brightening facial. Now remember, with your premium brightening facial, this is an incredibly brightening, radiance-inducing treatment that's ideal for anyone who has dull, lackluster skin. If you're wanting to improve on that glow, improve on that dewiness in the skin, this is the go-to. But it's also now inclusive of your new face device, which is going to encourage the penetration of your actives into the skin. So here, you're going to utilize your new face device by applying your Bioluminescent Pro Serum evenly to the entire face, neck, and chest. You're then going to follow your manufacturer's guidelines for using your new face for lifting, toning, and encouraging more of that brightening power, because you're encouraging that deeper penetration of that potent vitamin C into the skin. Here, just a little tip or a trick is you are more than welcome to apply your Bioluminescent Pro Serum in sections as you go, just to maintain that slip and glide, as your guests may experience heightened sensation on a drier skin. With this as well, remember that your Bioluminescent Pro Serum is formulated with enhanced slip and glide for 3 minutes, so feel free to utilize your new face device in that segment. You could also choose to use your Power Bright Eye Active Serum if you feel like that would be your best option moving forward. You're then going to go ahead and apply your conductive mask base over top of your Bioluminescent Pro Serum. You're then going to utilize your new face device again over the mask for increased lifting, toning, and again to enhance that brightening power. And then for an additional layer, you're going to be applying your cooling contour mask over top of your conductive mask base and Bioluminescent Pro Serum, just to enhance the penetration of those actives into the skin and ensure that your client has locked in on all of that brightening power. You'll also find your new face featuring in your Pro Power Eye Peel. Now here, you're going to utilize your Pro Power Eye Peel during that exfoliation step. You're then going to apply your selected eye active, followed by your conductive mask base. Here, you can use, again, your new face manufacturer's guidelines to encourage that microcurrent working from the temple to the nose, gliding beneath the brow bone area of the right eye for 1 minute and repeating on the left side. You're then going to bring your new face to the eye patch on the right side of the face, tap along the eye contour patch, repeat on the other side of the face, and then go ahead and remove both of your patches, wiping away any excess residue with cool, damp aesthetic wipes. So just another fantastic way to encourage that penetration of those incredibly hydrating actives in your Pro Power Eye Peel treatment, but also encourage a bit more of that activity with your microcurrent device over your Pro Power Eye Peel patches. Again, you can add this into your Dermalogica Pro Serum neck and décolleté add-on treatment. Here, this will focus on your deep treatment module. So you're going to dispense about half a teaspoon or 2 pumps of your neck fit refining mask into a cup and apply it with your fan brush. You're then going to even apply with your fingertips if you want to over the entire neck area. You're going to allow it to activate, and you'll know when it's activated because that kind of fizzing, foamy action will happen. Once it's applied, you're then going to apply the professional mask to the face in accordance to the primary facial that you've selected here. Here, you could use a gouache stone if you wanted to, or you could even include your new face device. Here, this is just going to encourage that product penetration and also focus on that lifting, firming action on the neck, which is really why we're selecting that neck fit refining mask. All you need to do here is just go ahead and remove your mask with a warm steam towel after your penetration with your new face device, and you are good to go. The next skin treatment to focus on is our Detox Facial. Now with your Detox Facial, here you'll see your new face device focusing again on encouraging that penetration of those actives to the skin. You'll utilize this in your deep treatment phase. So remember that with this, you really do want to encourage that microcurrent by including things like your iron actives. You're going to be using your conductive mask base. You're going to be getting those products to absorb deeper into the skin to maximize the results that you're achieving with your client. So with your Detox Facial, if you're really thinking about encouraging that penetration, if you really think that your client is going to need that niacinamide iron active to balance that oil production, fend against those breakouts, this is going to be the solution. And then for your sensitive skin facial, this is going to be used in a similar way. So your new face device will still be included in that deep treatment module with your mask and massage. You're going to use this again with your iron active, so the hyaluronic acid iron active onto the face and neck. And then you're going to use that thin layer of conductive mask base. Use your new face device to encourage that penetration, increase the energy with that microcurrent technology, and then go ahead and remove either with cool damp gauze or your cooler steam towel for that sensitive skin. Any questions on new face? Any questions on how it's integrated into facials? Let me know in the chat box. Alrighties, we are good to go, it seems. So let me know if you are good to go in the chat box. So we've covered where your new face is going to integrate into the different facial treatments that you have. We're now going to get into just the general changes that have happened with the newer protocol revisions that you have kind of gone through. Maria, that's a great question. Your rosacea treatment, like sensitive skin, so it would be in your sensitive facial. That would be for someone who does have a, more of that rosiness, more of that flushing and blushing. If you found that it was rosacea, you would specifically look at that protocol. Yeah. Okay. With your general changes here, again, as we discussed, you're looking at your integration of your new face and new body here as well. You're also going to think about how it's achieving the results in your client's skin. So is this something that you want to work on a program with? Remember, as with everything, ideally you want to get your client on a program so that they're seeing those long-term results. You'll also notice throughout your protocol that Ultra Calming Mist has replaced all of the redness relief essence in your protocol, so you will see that replacement there as well. You'll notice that your Calm Water Gel has replaced any barrier repair in your treatment as well. Your Soothing Additive is now the only additive that will show up. So this is The only additive we'll be using moving forward, and it will have replaced your revitalizing and your clearing additive. And then just as a general change, you will notice, and if some of you may be joining for your Core 1 workshop coming up next week, with that, you will notice that there has been a change in workshop content. So Clear has now replaced Happy Retailing. For those of you that are working toward your expert status, this is something that you will be integrating now. So Clear is broken up into 2 different workshops, Clear 1 and Clear 2. They're done on the same day after each other, and it focuses more on that customer experience and how we can approach retail as that synergistic approach and kind of a cyclical approach from the professional treatment room to that retail arena instead of 2 separate instances. If you haven't joined in or if you haven't signed up yet for your core workshops, remember that you still have time. It will be next week. So you absolutely have time to sign up for that, get yourself feeling comfortable and confident, and also just make your way to that expert status a little bit faster. In your specific facial protocol revisions, you will find that in your rejuvenating facial, we've gone ahead and removed the daily superfoliant. In your decongesting pro skin, we've removed the daily superfoliant and replaced it with daily microfoliant, and it's been revised to include your purifying mask exfoliant. Remember, your purifying mask exfoliant is an incredibly detoxifying, purifying mask on the skin. It absorbs any excess oil in the skin. It's deeply purifying, but it also has lactic acid, salicylic acid, and glycolic acid to target those signs of skin aging and work on concerns like congestion or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation on the skin as well. With that, you've also gone ahead and removed the daily superfoliant from your Detox Facial. So you'll see daily superfoliant has been completely filtered out from any of your facial protocols. You'll find daily microfoliant there in some instances or other customizations in others. So we just had some questions in here. Samira, is it true that new phase can affect someone who has a pacemaker? So yes, we're going to get into contraindications a little bit later on, but a new phase or any microcurrent device is not something that you would utilize with someone who has a pacemaker. When someone does have any heart conditions or a pacemaker or epilepsy, you're staying away from any electrical current devices. So that would definitely be a contraindication and wouldn't be suitable for them. Great question. When we're looking at some of our approved facial combinations here, think about things like upgrades, think about things like, what we can include, how we can include it. So here you could include your exceptional exfoliation at an additional cost of $40 with your microdermabrasion, your Pro Power peels, your exceptional facials, your rejuvenating, detox, hydrating, brightening, sensitive skin. Here you're not going to use your rosacea with microdermabrasion or any peels. Your Pro Firm neck is going to come in as a professional treatment as well. Your Pro Power eye peel will be included here as well. Your new face as an additional treatment. And then as we all know, your LED therapy includes that exceptional facial. And then you have a choice of those 3 different colors there as well. So red, blue, or green, entirely dependent on what it is that you are treating. We also have some contraindications. So to answer your question, just kind of looking at, yes, you're so welcome, Samira. Looking at, the kind of contraindications that we need to be mindful of, refer back to your contraindications for professional dermalogical treatments from Hand & Stone. On this, you'll be able to find a multitude of information. And all of this is going to get into, your contraindications for all skin treatments, as we see here. So any contagious skin diseases, anyone who's been recently waxed in 72 hours, for your classic treatment, your men facial, teens facial, back facial, here you're looking at those kind of skin contraindications. your sensitive, hydrating, detox, rejuvenating, brightening, or eye and lip treatment. Again, referring back to that skin contraindication chart. Your Rosacea Facial, anyone who has claustrophobia. So you really want to be mindful of asking that for your clients. And then as we get into more of those advanced treatments, like your LED phototherapy, you're looking at anyone who has hypersensitivity to light, phototoxic reactions, certain medications, epilepsy, claustrophobia is also contraindication there. Your new face device, to answer your question, Samira, you will see that a pacemaker is there. Any facial piercings that your client may have, you want to encourage the removal of that. Pregnancy and clients under the age of 18 and epilepsy will also fall into your new face device. Things like your peels, your microdermabrasion, your premium brightening facial, please feel free to refer back to this. As always, you want to use your contraindications for all skin treatments as a general rule of thumb. And if you're choosing to advance, you want to think about additional factors like allergies to the ingredients or any skin that has an impaired barrier, any client who, for example, is wanting a peel but has had recent resurfacing done, this is definitely something you want to be cognizantly aware of to ensure that they are comfortable and confident and that the treatment is safe to proceed with. There's also, when you refer to your chart, there's also some great little tips at the bottom. So how to conduct a patch test if you feel it's necessary, things that you need to avoid while clients are pregnant or nursing, what you need to be just aware of with things like essential oils, and then any sort of aromatherapy. So anything that should be contraindicated with aromatherapy treatments, or if you need more guidelines, maybe it's referring to your client's physician first, so that you're getting the go-ahead from them to conduct that treatment safely and effectively. All right, so that is everything that we need to know about our newest protocols at Hand and Stone, everything that we need to know about practicing safely, about our new face device, everything that we need to know in terms of contraindications as to how and when we can include that device, but also how and when we can include multiple treatments or multiple upgrades, and if it is safe to do so. We also took a look at just additional add-ons and your general changes to protocols that have happened. We're now going to take a step into the retail arena and move into something very new and really exciting with our brand new innovation, Circular Hydration Serum. Now, this is something incredible. It is just launched at Dermalogica. It is such a fantastic solution for anyone. When we think about our skins, we know that we experience dehydration frequently. We often have those different levels of dehydration. And we also know that everyone is dehydrated at some point in their lives. So what we wanted to do here is not just create a hydrating serum, but create something that will help your skin achieve its best health, strengthen that barrier to protect any water loss, and also increase more of that hydration within the skin. Your Circular Hydration Serum focuses on delivering sustained hydration by immediately flooding the skin with hydration, replenishing the skin from within, and preventing that future dehydration from happening within the skin. Here, when we think about why we need a hydrating serum, this doesn't just work by penetrating actives into the skin to encourage hydration. It also advances the skin's hydration cycle, which then delivers more of that sustained hydration, replenishing the skin from within, and preventing that future dehydration from happening. It's going to do this by immediately flooding the skin with essential hydration, quenching that dehydrated skin. It restores any of that hydration depletion in your skin, especially when it's happening in the deeper layers. It almost creates a stockpile of hydration to prolong that hydration. And it works on preventing that future dehydration from happening in your skin by delivering a longer lasting hydration. All you need here is half an ampule. So you're going to double cleanse your skin, exfoliate if you need to, spritz on your toner, leave that damp. You're then going to grab your circular hydration serum and utilize half an ampule to apply to the face, neck, and chest. You can choose to use this morning and nighttime. It's entirely up to you how you want to recommend this to your clients. If your client is utilizing another serum, let's say Bioluminescent Serum, for example, your client could use Bioluminescent Serum in the daytime and circular hydration serum at nighttime. So ideally, you want this to be the only serum on the skin at that time, just to enhance that hydration and really encourage that strength of the skin with its strengthening properties of your lipid barrier or your protective barrier of your skin. If hydration is really the goal and something that you're wanting to achieve and focus on with your clients, then this is something that you can integrate every day, twice a day, prior to your moisturizer, after your toner. It also comes along with a really fantastic widget. So if you want to, feel free to head on to www.circularhydration.com, and this will go into just some really great visuals about how water leaves the skin and how a product like circular hydration serum can help to replenish that hydration. It's highly visual, it's really educational and very interactive. And this is such a great tool to utilize when educating our clients or having those conversations with them. It's such an awesome way to teach our clients about how dehydration happens, what we're seeing and feeling on the skin, what can occur with dehydration, how it shows up, and what we can do to treat those concerns. So if you haven't tried it, head onto this webpage, show this to your clients so that you can provide them with some hydration education as well. With that, we're going to get into some ingredients as to how your circular hydration serum works. So first, it's going to focus on locking in hydration. And here, we're using a high molecular weight polyglutamic acid. And this is the larger size molecule that's derived from fermented soybean that sits on the top of the skin to create a barrier that prevents any water from escaping, or a process known as transepidermal water loss. We also have an algae extract infused moisturizing matrix. Here, when that calcium-rich algae extract derived from coralline algae is combined with your rice aminopectin, it forms a superior moisturizing matrix that essentially binds moisture into the skin, delivering both that immediate and longer lasting hydration. It can also stimulate ceramides. Now, ceramides are a crucial oil in skincare. It's a crucial oil in skin. Ceramides are not only responsible for that glowy, dewy skin, but they also play a really vital role in cell turnover. The less ceramides we have, the more dull and lackluster our skin looks, the weaker our skin is going to function, so it won't protect us as well. But it also leaves us vulnerable to concerns like itching, irritation, eczema, or psoriasis even. We also have hydrolyzed rice protein here, which is a cosmetic grade vegetable protein that's rich in amino acids that's designed to help soothe the skin while providing that hydration for a more firmer, resilient skin. Your oat extract and your lactobacillus ferment is obtained by biotechnology, which is going to help balance the skin's microbiome and just create a more stabilized skin barrier. When we're looking at delivering that hydration, we're utilizing an amino acid blend, which is just a moisturizing blend of amino acids, similar to the skin's natural moisturizing factor. And those are really efficient humectants that are going to bind water onto the skin surface from the atmosphere to prevent any future dehydration. We then have a classic hydrating hydration ingredients, our hyaluronic acid, and we've paired that with organic silicium. Now this has a kind of advanced technology because of the low molecular weight hyaluronic acid with that silicium, which easily penetrates into the skin, delivering that hyaluronic acid into the deeper layers of the skin to encourage that proliferation of skin cells and improve the resilience and improve the hydration of the skin. Finally, our stimulation. Here, when we're looking at that stimulation, we're looking at a low molecular weight polyglutamic acid. So unlike our first aspect, where we had that higher molecular weight, we're using a lower molecular weight polyglutamic acid here, which is a smaller size molecule, also derived from your fermented soybean, that's going to penetrate into the skin and stimulate that natural moisturizing factor, encourage more of that hyaluronic acid, and help to firm up the skin. We also have plant-derived sugars, which are from glucose and xylitol, and they will help to improve the skin's water reserves for longer lasting hydration. So there's some amazing ways that your circular hydration serum utilizes the best of science in nature to maximize hydration and strengthen the skin. And we know, having looked at those awesome ingredients, we know how amazing they are. We know how much they're achieving in the skin, but do they really work that well? And yeah, they do. We have some fantastic clinicals that come along with this. Here you'll see in your first image is the baseline showing the skin's natural hydration levels. And you'll see that in orange, that's dehydration. In blue, that's the hydration. So after 20 minutes, you'll see that the skin is completely flooded with hydration. You'll notice that after 2 hours. And in 10 plus hours, you're still going to see that vast improvement with hydration in the skin because your circular hydration serum is working over time to maximize that hydration within the skin. So something you can always tell your clients is that your circular hydration serum hydrates for 10 plus hours and increases hydration levels over time. Any questions about circular hydration serum? Everyone feeling comfortable, confident with the information? Everyone feeling good about the information we've been through today? Any questions? Okie dokie. So with that being said, I want to highlight just a couple of really cool things that are coming up specifically for you or just projects that you can join in on to maximize your success moving forward. So first up, we have the Expert of the Year. Now this is a new competition that has just launched in 2022. And it is specifically for experts. So if you are an expert, if you're working toward becoming an expert, this is absolutely something that you can join in on. Every month, experts will get a new task. Once you complete the task, you will then be entered into that pool of candidates, and we will select a winner. Based on the winner, you are then entered into the Expert of the Year competition. So from the 12 months that we have, we'll have 12 winners. And one of those winners will stand a chance to win a grand prize at the end of the year. Just follow us on all of our social pages to make sure that you're keeping up to date with all of the tasks that are on hand, and so that you know everything that's coming in the future for those tasks. Specifically for Hand and Stone, we have an in-person education coming up on March 21st. So that is next week. There is still space for you to join. It is going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on March 21st, and it's going to cover a bunch of workshops to really accelerate your education and help you achieve that expert status faster. Now remember that this is only exclusive to Hand and Stone, so it is something that you are definitely, it's such an awesome thing to receive. It's such a great thing to attend. So I would encourage all of you to join if you can, if you're working your way through, or if you just want to build on that education. So in your 1 day of training, you're actually covering 3 different workshops. You're getting credit for 3 workshops, which is going to be your clear customer experience part 1, your treatment essentials aging skin, and your treatment essentials adult breakouts. So that is March 21st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's going to be at Dermalogica head office in Toronto, and you can book by just emailing bookings.ca@dermalogica.com. We also have a really fantastic contest coming up, again, specifically and exclusively for Hand and Stone, which is awesome. So with this, anyone who achieves the highest total dollars in innovation services plus Dermalogica innovation retail sales is going to win a trip to Toronto. And it doesn't matter where you're from, you will be joining in here if you are the winner. The top 10 performers are going to be entered into a raffle to win a second trip to Toronto. It's a minimum of 1 facial a day for the contest period to qualify and 1 retail sale. Your prize here is going to be a skin treatment at our Toronto flagship store, 3 custom picked retail products for you, an overnight stay at a local hotel, dinner out, a gift when you arrive. It is so awesome. So here, when you're looking at the services included in your contest, your premium brightening facial, Pro Power Eye Peel, Pro Neck Contour Treatment, and your retail SKUs are any of the newest innovations that we have launched in the past 12 months to date, which you'll be able to see on your screen right now. So if you can, I encourage you all to take part in this. We are on our way into March already, so you still have some time. Remember that this is going to be an incredible opportunity for you all to just build on that experience and grow and strengthen your client base as well. With that, I'm going to hand over to Juliet just for a little bit while she goes through the competition, just to ensure that we have a winner of that Hydration Hero Skin Kit.
Hi, everyone. Dee, I haven't had anyone post anything.
Try now.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Can anyone else hear me? This happened last time and everyone could hear me.
Okay, just let me know when you're done. I'll make you co-host so you can share your screen.
Oh, Maria. Okay, Maria can hear me. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for confirming you can hear me, even though Dee can't. I haven't had anyone post any pictures on Instagram yet for the contest. So if I'm wrong and you have posted, please let me know in the chat so I can look it up. I'm going to send a quick message to Dee.
Okay, thanks for letting me know, Juliet. Remember that you still have a couple of minutes left. So I'm actually just going to give you all 5 minutes. I'm just going to put it up on the screen again. So I will give you 5 minutes. It is 10:50 right now. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to tag Juliet and myself for this competition. Remember, you get to win something really cool. So tag Juliet, tag me on Instagram. You have 5 minutes. We'll be back at 10:55.